Hi y'all, welcome to my channel. We're almost at 100 subscribers and I'm super excited. For those who are new, my name is Melody and on this channel I discuss fragrances. Today I wanted to share with you what's on my perfume tray for the month of February. If you're interested, please keep watching. Today I was just going to start by showing you what I have up here on the top of my dresser. Over here I have a photo of my husband and I in an antique brass pot with some faux hydrangeas. I have this little vanity tray that I got on Amazon with some of my fragrances for the month of January. I have an old Bath and Body Works candle that I washed out, and I have just some of my travel atomizers. I have this kind of goofy looking little brass duck trinket tray with some of my jewelry and a little matching duck candle holder. Back here is where I keep all of my little perfume bits and bobs, little miniatures. I've got some samples and the like. This is actually my MacBook box that I redid to make a cute little box to sit on top of my dresser. Up here I have a picture that my grandmother painted. I really love it. I really need to get it framed, but in order for me to take it home with me, I needed to take it out of its frame so that it would fit in our car. Anyways, I really love this painting in it. When I look at it, I think of her. And over here I have some photos of the family. So I am going to put you guys back on a stand and we'll go over my fragrances for the month of January and what I'm going to swap out for February. So I originally got this idea from Amy Glam here on YouTube. She has a beautiful tray that she does every month where she tries out new fragrances, and I thought that was such a great idea. I do not have as large of a collection as her, but I'm starting to get up there in fragrances, and I just want to make sure that I'm using them all well. So I bought this tray off of Amazon and I decided I would keep 16 fragrances. I think that's a good number for me to be able to use them all up in a month. I am a stay-at-home mom and we are homebodies, so there's not a whole lot of running out and about and doing too much. So most of these fragrances are just for me, and I wear most of them in the house. But I still want to use my fragrances and give them all a good try. So some of these will be staying on the tray, while others I'm going to take off and add some new little gems that I've recently purchased. I plan on making a haul video very shortly once a few more things arrive in the mail. But as of now, I am going to remove the fragrances that I have up here. I'm going to discuss a little bit about them, what I thought, and the like, and then once the tray is empty, I'll start adding on the new fragrances. So I purchased Marc Jacobs Perfect Intense from Ulta with my Ulta points, and I've worn it a couple of times, and then after I got sick with COVID, I no longer could smell anything, and I'm still getting my sense of smell back, and this one I still can't smell. So I actually only wore this maybe once or twice this past month. But I think I'm going to give it a little break and try out some other stuff and maybe come back to it in a month or two and see how well my sense of smell has come back. And I think it's quite funny. I don't exactly know what's in here or what's not in here that's making this so hard for me to smell. But at this point, I still think, yeah, I can hardly smell it at all. I get the slightest sense of smell in this one, but there's really nothing in here that I can smell whatsoever. So I'm gonna set this one aside. Next, I have London Oud number 3 by More London. This one is a big bottle. I've put a hefty little dent in there. This is probably one of my older fragrances. It is a Baccarat Rouge 540 dupe. I think it is the best dupe I've come across. But you can't find hardly any information on this fragrance. I think it's newer. I originally found it in a perfume store that's local to me, and then I bought it, I think, off of Fragrance Net for a good price. You can still find it there. But if you are looking for a dupe for Baccarat, I definitely think this is the best one. Next is Cloud 2.0. I don't think I need to say anything about this. There is so much information on YouTube. I do have a video, though, if you are interested in my thoughts, but I just love this fragrance. I wear it most often for bedtime or just when I really want to relax. So this one will probably come back to my tray. This is a new fragrance to me. I got it off of Fragrance X. It's Burberry Intense. When I first started my perfume journey, I found this one and the original Burberry Her, and I went back and forth on which fragrance to get, and I originally went with Burberry Her, which I do love, but I tend to have trouble with this one, or with that one rather, and I don't have as much trouble with this one because it doesn't really have that tart berry opening. I think it may be the strawberry that causes that, but this has mixed berries and benzoin. I really love this fragrance. I've made a little bit of a dent so far, but I still want to play with this some more. I've spoken about this fragrance a number of times. This is Nina Ricci's Coco Dixos. I do have a video on it. I've tried really hard to love this fragrance, and I have a sizable dent. Primarily because I've decanted it, and I used quite a bit while I was on vacation visiting my family. We went to the Oregon coast, and I thought that was actually a really beautiful place to wear this, but now that I'm back in North Texas, there's really not a time and place for me to wear this, so I definitely have it on the list for declutter once I do a declutter, and I think I have someone in mind who might like this more. Here I have Dolce & Gabbana's The Only One. I really love this fragrance, but it does a similar thing to Burberry Her, where it opens up like really tart or sour and gives me a bit of a headache, but not all the time. There are plenty of days where I do really enjoy this and I get a good wear out of it. I think it is a lovely fragrance. I do usually pick up a lot of that coffee in the fragrance, so I actually wore this when I was back visiting my family, and we went to brunch, and I thought that's actually quite a nice setting for this. I know a lot of people think of this as like a night fragrance, but I don't typically go out at night, so I don't pay that much attention to those kind of scenarios, but I do pick up a lot of the coffee in this fragrance, so I really like that. Some mornings I just want to pick me up, and this fragrance tends to do that, so I really love this one. This one my parents got me for Christmas, so I really appreciate that, and I really enjoy this fragrance, but I'm not sure if I'll be using it this February. Here I have La Rive's Fleur de Femme. I think this is a stunning fragrance. I absolutely love it. This is a dupe of Dior's Poison Girl. I believe it's a dupe of the EDP, which you can't find anywhere anymore. This one, however, has a opening of like a cherry note, so I love it even more. It's also like less than $10, and it for me lasts like 4 to 6 hours. I definitely overspray it, as you can see, like the bottle is over half empty, so I definitely have this in my cart once again, but if you're looking for something like Poison Girl, I definitely recommend this fragrance. Here I have Paco Rabanne's Pure Excess. I am honestly so surprised that this isn't talked about more. I really love this fragrance. I love the popcorn note in it. I find it so interesting and unique, and then it's really fruity. It's just to me a spectacular fragrance. It's definitely a little bit more casual. This is kind of like a t-shirt and jeans sort of fragrance. I've actually worn it several times going to the movie theater because of the popcorn note. So my youngest daughter calls it our movie theater scent, so she wears it as well. So anyhow, I've worn quite a bit of it. And I'll definitely be repurchasing the larger bottle once I'm done with this, but I actually really love the bottle. I think it's kind of fun. So I'm not sure if I'm putting this back on my tray this month since I've used so much of it. I kind of want to try out new fragrances and put dents in fragrances that I haven't yet. So I'm still considering whether I'll put this on the tray or not. So here we have Givenchy L'Interdit Rouge. This is the spicy flanker to the original L'Interdit. I absolutely love all of the L'Interdits, but this might be my favorite one. I think I purchased this at Sephora. I can't really remember, but it's a newer one, so it's harder to find online for a more affordable price, but I kind of want to get the whole line. So anyhow, I have been loving this fragrance. I haven't used too much of it. Honestly, for about 2 weeks in January, I wasn't wearing anything, so I definitely want to put this back on my tray to get more wear out of it. Next, I have my two Guerlains, La Petite Robe Noire and Black Perfecto. I have mentioned these a number of times that I'm kind of struggling with both of these. I think they're very similar. The Black Perfecto just has a leather note. I go back and forth. I think I prefer the opening in La Petite Robe Noire, but I like the dry down of Black Perfecto a little bit more. But the sour cherry, even though I really love cherry, the sour cherry I think is a little harsh to my nose. So I still want to wear these and get to know them a little bit more, see if they become, likes or loves. Right now, I'm kind of on the fence about these. Here I have Elie Saab's Girl of Now. This is a gift for my parents for my birthday. I absolutely love this fragrance. I love a good almond note, and I think this is super pretty. It's definitely very, very sweet and can become a little bit cloying if it's too warm. But I absolutely love this, and I definitely think it's a really perfect winter fragrance. So I'm pretty sure I'll be pulling this out in February because come March here in North Texas, I think it might become a little annoying. So I definitely want to put a bigger dent in this in February. Here I have Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere. My grandmother bought this for me for Christmas. I absolutely love this fragrance. It is such a soothing, calming vanilla. I think it seems a little bit fresher than some of my other vanillas, but to tell you the truth, I am kind of over vanilla right now. I just have so many vanilla fragrances or fragrances with vanilla in them, and I know it's that time of year where you pick up your gourmands and your vanilla fragrances. So I love it, but I think I need a little bit of a break from some of my vanilla fragrances for a little while. Here I have Italica. I've only worn this once, and I didn't even do a full wear. I just sprayed it once on my wrist. Since I'm still getting over COVID and I can't smell anything, I really don't want to ruin my opinion on this by wearing it while I'm sick, but this is a recent purchase. I kept looking for samples of this fragrance, and with shipping and taxes and everything, all of the samples were almost $15 or more, and I thought, well, that seems silly. If I really hate the fragrance, then what do I do with the sample? But if I get the small 30 ml, which is about $100, if I happen to dislike the fragrance, I can always sell the bottle on Mercari or eBay or something, and I just thought that that was a better deal. So I did buy this, and I think that may be a risky choice, but I absolutely love almond fragrances, so I was fairly certain that I would love this, and I do think it is a stunning fragrance, and I really want to get to know it more. So here I have Mix Bars Vanilla Bourbon. This is probably my most affordable fragrance. You can get this at Target for about $20. I think it might actually be under $20. No, I'm corrected. I actually have L'Oreal Fleur de Femme. I totally forgot. But this is definitely one of my more affordable fragrances, especially if you're a big vanilla fan. I recommend this. This is a very woody, kind of boozy vanilla. It is light and it sticks around for about 4 hours, so not the best performer, but for the price, I think you can't beat it. I think it is a very beautiful vanilla. But as I had mentioned before, I'm kind of bored of vanillas right now. I find that they're a little bit cloying and I just think I need a break. Lastly, I have a whiff of waffle cone by Imaginary Authors. It is based off of the ice cream shop Salt and Straw that originates from Portland. In fact, recently I found out that Imaginary Authors is from Portland, so I grew up there, and so there's a little bit of nostalgia for me in this fragrance. I think it's a really fun, very gourmand vanilla. There's something to it with like a burnt kind of caramel scent. I just really love it. And so this will be the vanilla that I put back on the tray once I've done cleaning it. So first I'm going to start by putting Labelle Le Parfum on my tray. I received that from Becky, or Rebecca Colazzo. She has a great channel here on YouTube. I absolutely love her videos, and so when I saw that she was selling this, I contacted her right away, and I really want to try it. I found that the Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances are really hard to come by here in the States, and even when I look at some of the Canadian websites, I have a hard time finding them, so I definitely wanted to snag that up. I haven't worn it yet, just because I've felt so under the weather. So anyhow, that is definitely something that I'm looking forward to try this February. Next, I have Ariana Grande's REM. I recently fell in love with that fragrance, and my husband purchased it for me as an early Valentine's gift. So I'm looking forward to wearing that quite a bit. Most of the packaging for Ariana Grande, I think, is pretty tacky. In fact, the cloud, I think I tossed that to my girls to play with. But I actually really think this one is quite pretty. So I am holding on to that. Next, I have BDK's Rouge Smoking. I immediately fell in love with that. That is a love at first sniff fragrance for me. I think the cherry is beautiful. It's kind of got this cherry Coke vibe, and I absolutely love it, and I am so looking forward to wearing this. Next, I have Reminiscence Dragée. I have a full bottle worthy video that I will link down in the description below. That fragrance is beautiful, almond, powdery, just a really lovely fragrance that I want to get to know more and play with a little bit more. Next, I have Burberry Intense. I've already talked about that quite a bit, but I am looking forward to wearing that a bit more. I'm putting Cloud 2.0 back on the tray because that is a easy reach for me. It's like my bedtime fragrance. I really love the lavender in that, and we'll see if REM becomes a bedtime fragrance as well. I really love it. I mentioned that in a previous video that to me REM kind of smells like my grandmother's oatmeal cookies. I couldn't tell you exactly why and what notes makes me think of that, but it does remind me of her cookies, and so there's something sentimental about that, and I don't know if it will become a nighttime fragrance. It is a little bit closer to the skin, but anyhow, I have 2 Ariana Grande fragrances on the tray, and I plan on getting more wear out of both of those. Next, I have Beyond Romance by Ralph Lauren. That is a super sweet, powdery raspberry fragrance that I believe I picked up at the end of December. I think that was one of those fragrance crush offerings that Ulta has, where you purchase the fragrance, and you get 5 times points, and you also get a gift usually with it. So that is a stunning fragrance, and it had always been on my list, but when I saw that it was one of the Fragrance Crush ones, I jumped on that immediately. I love it. I think it is super girly, super sweet, and I think that would actually make a really great Valentine's fragrance. So I decided to change my mind, and I am putting the only one back on the tray. I really want to get more use out of that one, and because I struggle with that one on occasion, I think keeping it on the tray as much as possible would be a good idea, especially because it is a bit of a heavier fall-winter scent. And here in North Texas, our spring starts basically right at the beginning of March. So this will be about the last month that that's on the tray until September or October. So I'm going to try and get more use out of that one while I can. And that goes the same for Elie Saab, Girl of Now. That is a fragrance that I absolutely love, but I think will definitely get cloying as the temperatures rise. We're already in February getting temperatures in the 70s, so I think I have to be careful on the days that I choose to wear that one, but I really love it. The next two are Black Perfecto and La Petite Robe Noire. I've talked about those enough now, but I still really want to figure them out, see if I like them or if those will become a declutter. The Black Perfecto is discontinued, so something about that makes me want to just keep it around, but I think that's rather silly. I need to see if I really love it, or see if someone who really loves it would put it to better use, but I'm still testing it, seeing how I feel about it. Putting Imaginary Authors A Whiff of Waffle Cone back on the tray, because I do want to have a vanilla, and I find that vanilla to be a little different than the other vanillas I currently have, more of those woody vanillas. So I decided to go with something really gourmand, a little different on the tray, and I just recently got it, so I want to play with that one a little bit more. Next, I'm putting Italica back on the tray. I actually want to give that one a good full wear this month and see how I feel about that. I think that's another fragrance that will probably have to be put away till next fall after this month. I'm putting L'Interdit Rouge on the tray again. I really only got to wear that maybe one time in January, so I definitely want to give that more wear. And I'm going to put L'Interdit Intense on as well. I just recently got that one. And I kind of want to play with both of those and see the similarities as well as the differences in those fragrances. I think of this one as the spicy one, and this is the creamy one. I have all four, and I think each one is perfect for different seasons. For instance, the EDT I think would be perfect in the summer, and the EDP is a good springtime fragrance. I think if the Rouge is something spicy for those fall months, and then the Intense is something that would be nice, creamy, warm for the winter months. But I'm still playing with them. I'm finding different nuances in each of those, so I wanted to kind of play with those this month. And last, I'm putting on Mon Guerlain. I love that fragrance. I think that is a really beautiful, sophisticated fragrance, and I think that would also be something really nice for a nicer dinner date for Valentine's Day or something. So I just recently picked that up, and I really want to play with that some more. So this is my tray for February. I am really looking forward to playing with all these fragrances and trying them out, or just wearing some of them that I've had for a while that I just want to keep on the tray. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I want to know what you plan on wearing this February, so drop that down in the comments. I have so many more videos planned for the next few months. I plan on posting Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so if you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you would consider subscribing. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I hope you have a blessed day. Bye.